Hello children, welcome to our 8th social class. Children, we are in the topic lithosphere. With regard to lithosphere, we learned the factor which bring the changes on the landscape, on the surface of the earth. There we refer weathering, denudation, right? Denudation, these are the factors we consider as a external factor. External factor where what is the denudation? Denudation in the sense where changes in the landscape, that refer to denudation. Especially the agent of our denudations are river, glacier, underwater, wind, sea waves. These are considered as the agent of a denudation. So what is the denudation? River makes a denudation. So denudation in the sense where a total or the surface of the landscape will change into another form, that is referred as a denudation. There we referred as the first agent is river. River means a flow of a river, that was called as a river. There we referred courses, the path of a river flow, whereas sources, where the place of a river take place, then the mouth, the point where the river meets the sea or ocean. Then the tributaries are the feeders of the small stream that supply water to the river, and confluence, the point where the tributaries join the main river. These are the few terms which we can see in river. Joining and combining all these words, terms together, a river will form. Right children, we know that the rainwater finally will join the river, and while joining, the journey of the water is considered as a course, and that was a river again which joined the ocean, right? That was called as a confluence and mouth. So all these terms we observed, but we don't know what is the technical name of these words. Now I hope you are now familiar with these technical words. Then river, the denudation through the river will take in three different types. One is upper course, middle course and the lower course. That I told, upper course in the sense where the force of the water flow is very speed, which take in a vertical shape, so that the erosion of a soil is very high in a upper course. Whereas in the middle course, the velocity or the speed of a water flow is less, and that can be considered where the rich deposit will settle down in the middle. So that was called as the middle course. Whereas third, lower course is where the velocity of the water flow is very less when compared to first two. So there below the depth of the water we can see the deposit of our mineral resources. So this is up to a river which is cause for the denudation of a earth, where we give example for lower course denudation, Sundarban Delta, Nile River Delta. Children, I hope you remember that Nile River Delta, which is known for the civilization, right? So Egyptian civilization, which is mainly because of the fertility of the land, right? The river which make the land as a very fertile. I hope you remember that, yes children. So the lower course as well as the middle course, we can give example for the rich deposit of a mineral resources. See, what is that? We always observe that the flood caused the soil erosion. Right children, we give the one of the reason, natural calamity. While giving a natural calamity as a reason, we consider flood is one of the reason for a soil erosion. I hope you read that one. So how it caused the soil erosion? The flood water, the course which carry the fertility of the land which was somewhere else, and that fertility carry and it will deposit in some other places. That is what here, while river flowing, the deposit of a place A which will carry to place B or the place C. Clear? So whatever erosion was got in one place, it will turn to fertility of the other land. That is because of that the Nile river has been formed and Sundarban Delta has been formed. This is a very Sundarban. And alluvial soil, which comes in the alluvial fan, which is the example for a middle course. That one also very fertile land, children. This is example for the denudation. Give an example for middle course denudation. Which one that was correct? That was the alluvial fans. Be clear on that, okay? Now the next agent was glacier. Glacier is nothing but high mountain, and in the polar region, or the mass of the ice or the snow is pulled down by its weight and due to the force of gravity. That was called as a glacier. You may observe, you have an imagination that very big like a mountain type of a ice mountain has been formed, that will pull down because of the overweight, or it may be because of the heat, or because of the gravity. That huge mass of ice will be pulled down and it will be turned into water. That was called as a glacier. Is it clear, children? Is it clear what is a glacier? The high mountain and the polar region, the mass of the ice or the snow is pulled down by the weight and due to the force of the gravity. That was referred as a glacier. Correct? You may heard that one. Because of the high temperature, because of the global warming, the Himalayan mountain are going to be melt and the flow of water going to be increased. You may heard it, right? Because of the temperature. This glacier also same, because either because of the gravity or because of the temperature, the mountain ice are going to be melt. And example for the glacier are types of the glaciers are continental glacier and mountain glacier. These are the two types of a glacier, children. Then the next one is underground water. See, types of a glacier are continental glacier found in a polar region, then mountain or alpine or valley glacier which found in a high mountain region. These are the examples, right? Then next is and we also consider that many landforms are found due to the erosion of a work of glacier. Means they assume that it was considered that the glacier is one of the reasons for the soil erosion, which take a rock shape into U shape, arcade shape, on shape and circle shape. These are the shape we can get to see due to the movement or melt of a ice mountain in a glacier. Especially it will take a shape of a U, children. Is it clear? What was that? We learned a meaning of a glacier, then types of a glacier, then the effect of a glacier. Mainly is that erosion work of a glacier that are in a shape of a U shape, circle shape, on shape. We can see in a glacier. Then the next agent was underwater. What is the underwater? Underwater is the subsoil water found on account of a percolation or seepage of a water into a ground. The rock through which the water percolates are called pervious. It means that underground water means, underground water we will get while digging a well or borewell. If we take up, we will get the underwater. But in that, children, you will get many types to see. We don't know. For us, underground water means what? Our well water. We will dig it, we will get the water. That is underground water, right? But here, how the underground water are going to be stored and how we can get it in different forms. That is the important. So mainly the underground water is subsoil water found on account of a percolation of a seepage of a water. Subsoil water in the sense a percentage of a water which was available on the surface of a land that was percolated, or the seepage in the sense which is absorbed by the earth itself, and that water will passes through the stone and where the water will store, that was called it as a underground water. Is it clear? Underground water is not that it was already existed on the earth. It is how, in the sense, on the surface of the land, whatever the rainwater or the existence of a water source is there, that will percolate or through the seepage. Percolation means, you know, means absorbing the water. That percentage or the dip of a water which will pass through the huge rock which was present in a crust as well as a mantle, there it will store. That we will consider as a underground water. You observe that children, while digging a well, easily you won't get the water, right? Few of the land, there may not be a source of a water, while there is a source where there is a plenty of a water, and while digging also you will get many obstacles, in the sense rock, crystal rock you will get while digging a well. That is because where the water, seepage water which was stored. Is it clear, children? That is a underground water. So I will read once again. Underground water is a subsoil water found on account of a percolation or a seepage of a water into the underground. The raw, see here you see this is up to a underground. There I told several types in the sense I told few of the stone which allow the water to come inside the earth or come inside the crust. Through the crust it will allow to mantle. Are you getting, children, what I am telling? See, assume that this is the top layer of the earth. This is a crust. Below the crust what we can see? Mantle. So when the raindrops fall on the crust, children, the few of the rock which allow the water to come inside. It means that it allows to pass the crust and it will allow to go inside the mantle. That is called as a pervious. That is a rock. See, the rock through which the water percolate is called pervious or pervious rock. Here, see, the rock which allow the water to percolate is called pervious or porous rock, and the rock which do not allow the water inside is called impervious rock. Is it clear? Few rock which allow the water to come inside the crust and to mantle, and few of the rock doesn't allow to enter the water drops. That was called as the impervious rock. Clear? So that is up to a underground water. And what is aquifer? Aquifer is, see, the water inside the earth is called, there we have seen the few of the rock which allow the water to come inside as well as a few of the rock which doesn't allow to come inside the water. That is the two types of a pervious and impervious rock. Whereas the rock beds which hold a large amount of the water, which called as a aquifer. See, now here we have seen that few of the rock will allow the water, right? Where that water will go, children? Is it clear? The rock which allow the water drops to come inside, where it will go, the storage of a water was called as a aquifers. Is it clear? The water which is entered through the seepage or the percolation is stored, where we can see the huge collection of a water, that is called as the aquifers. And the spring is that the previous rock allow hold the water to form the spring. So we are here aquifers in the sense, see, the underground large amount of underground water are called as aquifers. Means while digging a well, what amount of the water we will get, that is because of the aquifers. Aquifer is a storage or the collection of a water. Is it clear? Whereas spring is that because of the aquifer, what sources we get water, that is called as a spring. See, the previous rock allow and hold the water to form the spring. That is called as a spring. The spring is a place where the underground water comes out naturally. So see, you have to remember four terms here, which are the previous rock in the sense which allow the water to come inside the rock. Then imperious rock is the rock which doesn't allow the water to come inside the crust as well as the mantle. Then the third term is aquifer. What is aquifer? Aquifer is huge storage of underground water which are consumed through the previous rock. That I gave my own definition, children, because in your textbook, see here I underlined from your textbook, aquifers exact definition you will get. The porous rock beds which hold a large amount of underground water is called aquifer. Means it is a storage of underground water, aquifer. And what the aquifer will do, that is the fourth term, means a sources where we get the water, that we term it as a spring, and the spring water will come naturally, right? So when you dig the water, small type of a spring which will flow in form of a stream, that is called it as a spring. If you have observed the construction of a well, digging process, you are familiar, you will get understand what is a spring. So what is a spring? Spring is a place, see, the previous rock allows and hold the water and form the spring. Clear? And the spring is a place where underground water comes out naturally. So I hope you are clear with the previous, impervious, aquifers and spring. These terms you should be clear. Then the types of a spring. What is a perennial spring? It is a spring through which water comes out continuously. So suppose why, if you go for excavation or digging process, you will get the water in middle. That is called as a perennial spring. In the sense, while digging, the spring water will come out immediately and continuously. There is no matter of stop. There is no matter of a full stop. Means the flow of water is continuous. That is a perennial spring. It can be assumed that the sources of water is very high in a perennial spring. So this is the types of a spring, children, I am telling you. Here, then intermittent spring. They are the spring through which the water comes out intermittently or non-continuous. They are also called as a periodic spring. In the sense, occasionally while digging, see, you will go to the feet wise, you will go to dig the well, children, right? After certain feet, 2 feet or 3 feet, you will get the water, right? And what you will do, again you want to go further more deep, right? So you will go on digging, there is no source of water. Then what you will do, again for 2 more deep you will go, right? Then you will get the water. That is called as a intermittent, means the spring water is not continuous. In the first step you may get, in the second you may not get, in the third you may get. That is the intermittent spring. Whereas perennial is continuous. In the first step also you will get the water, in the second step also you will get the water. The flow of the water is very high, so that you cannot complete your construction work. Is it clear, children? Here I am explaining types of spring. And hot spring. Hot spring in the place where the water is not cold, it was a hot. So usually you won't get hot spring here in India. Then geyser. Geyser is through with the jet of water. So this is also like a next version of a hot spring. Here also the sprinkling of water you get to see, that is also hot. So these two you won't get to see in India. Then the third one is artesian well. Here underground water are stored in form of a basin between the two layers, which is previous and non-previous stone. Between these stone, the huge basin of the water has been stored. How it is can be possible? Imagine that this is a rock. Okay. below that is another rock children, right? So between these two rock children, one is allow the water to come inside, that will be stored here, and another is not allowing to come inside. So the water cannot enter in the third part. So these water remains here. That was called as a artesian well. Means huge basin of the water is stored here. Is it clear? Part where water is dissolved or allowed to the sea base, that will store here, and it will not allow to pass this store, so that the water cannot come to next part. This water is remained here in form of a basin. That is called as a artesian well. Clear? So we referred here 5 different types of a spring, that is perennial spring, intermittent spring, hot spring, geyser and artesian well. Is it clear? This is a type of a underground water and the types of a spring. So when you refer to underground water, you should remember the 4 terms which are they: previous rock, non-previous rock, aquifers and spring. And in the spring, 5 types: perennial spring, intermittent spring, hot spring and geyser and artesian well you have to remember, right children? Then what is the main work of this underground water? Underground water forms the work of erosion, transportation and deposition of the mineral. The underground water is a predominant in a limestone region. It means that like other form of agent of a denudation, like a river, even underground water take a erosion of a land, or the transportation of a deposit from first layer to second layer of the earth. That we can give the example. Then the next one is wind. You know what is the work of a wind? Wind, which speed or the velocity of the wind blow the soil which present in the atmosphere, that will shift it to one place to another place. See, the denudation work of a wind is common in the arid or desert region. So we can see the erosion of a wind mainly in a desert area. When their wind of high velocity blow over the desert area, they erode, transport and deposit the mineral to produce the different landform. How in the sense you may observe in a desert region, the pyramid shape of the landscape you may observe. Have you seen children? If you have seen any desert picture, they will get to see pyramid shape of the landscape. It is because of the work of a wind. Wind in the sense, by blowing or when the velocity of a wind is so high, it will transport the soil deposit from to another landform, and it will form the different kind of a landform. That is what it says. See, the denudation work of a wind is common in desert region. When the wind of high velocity blow over the desert area, they are erode. Means from this side to the soil it will carry to another shape. Transport and deposit the mineral to produce different landform. The shape was maybe be flat in this side, while it will erode. When it will transport to left side to right side, the land shape may turn into pyramid shape. Means what do you mean by denudation, children? Exactly, denudation means changes in the landform, right? There we see in the work of a river. River means deposit which was available, soil deposit which is available in a place A. Due to the river, it will shift to another place where it will turn to fertile. Means place A to place B will become fertile land. Whereas underground water also same. Deposit which is available while digging, it may goes to further up or it may comes to down. That is another work. Then the third one is wind. Wind also same. From the place A to soil erode to place B, while we can see the different shape of a landform. So that is why it is called natural agent which bring the changes in the landform. Is it clear? Then the next is, last one is sea waves. Sea waves is also like same. Usually we can see the evidence of a sea wave. Sea waves means what? Beach side you see children. What will happen? Because of the huge waves, the land was getting to erode. Means the shape of a land has been changes. See, like all the agent, sea waves are also an important exogenic agent of a denudation. Sea waves are not the regular and undulation of a water on the sea of a ocean. So, sea wave is mainly, I need not explain on more on sea waves children, because you go to the Malpe side, right? There you can see where the land was getting to break. Even the Dama road and the concrete road was getting to be break down because of the work of a sea. Maravante side you see huge rock has been put down because the government expecting that sea wave should not reach the national highway. National highway should not break into down, so that huge rock will hold, or it will stop the velocity of the sea waves. In that intention they have laid a huge rock. Should see how long and how much it was successful. This is up to a denudation. Clear children? And here the lesson, very big lesson, lithosphere has been completed. Clear? So I like to revise once again that whatever we learned in a lithosphere, very short I will revise from the beginning again. In this lesson we learned lithosphere, meaning and importance. Then after that, structure of the lithosphere, there we have seen the types as crust and the types of a crust and the mineral which is available in the crust. Then mantle, in the mantle first layer, second layer, and the deposit or the mineral resources which were available in the mantle, and the end-to-end joining part of the crust and mantle is referred as a Mehrovic discontinuity as well as a Gutenberg discontinuity. These are the terms which will come for 1 mark children, that you have to revise and you have to read carefully. And the last part of the earth is core and the deposit of a core. Then the rock, types of a rock, the types of a rock, how it was formed, then the subdivision of a rock as igneous rock, the types of igneous rock, sedimentary rock, then the metaformic rock, then the forces of earth crust which brings changes upon the landscape, internal force and external force. In the internal force we refer volcanoes and earthquake, volcano, meaning of a volcano, types of a volcano, example for a volcanoes. Second type, dormant volcanoes, extinct volcano, and the material which come out of the volcanoes. Then the distribution of a volcano, earthquake, study of earthquake, causes for the earthquake, then the external forces of the earth, force of earth crust, that was weathering, types of weathering, mechanical, chemical and biological weathering. Example for this, then the denudation, causes for the denudation agents are river, then the glacier, underground water, wind and sea wave. Till here the lesson contained, I explained. You read the lesson once again and whatever important question or the points you found in the lesson that you underline, it may be helpful to cover the 1 mark question children, and read the lesson if possible 2 times so that doubts may be cleared. So I will meet you in the next class with another new topic children. Till then, take care.